News Talk 790 KFYO. Good morning. It's about 7:39. Yeah,
it's early.
Ladies and gentlemen, Tucker Crawford. He's with Apple Country Orchards, the all-new Apple Country, 4 miles east of Idalou on 6282. Okay.
Morning, Tom.
Good morning. All weekend long, we've been running these promos saying that you were going to be here at 7:09 with this announcement. You know, I've got a little flack because we had to bump, but Randy Nagabar had to reschedule, so that's the reason for that. Appreciate you being flexible.
No worries.
All right. Relatively speaking, you guys have been able to achieve something out there, and I don't know if anybody's figured this out yet, but we shall see. What's all the fuss about?
We've gone through conversions at the orchard. We've managed to get in there, get busy, get going, and get certified organic. 100% organic.
100% organic. So this is the first 100% organic certified apple orchard in the great state of Texas.
The first.
This is a big deal.
It's exciting. It really is. It's opened up a lot of doors.
Not just, and this is not like opening doors like over the past 3, 4, 5 months. We're talking in the past 2 weeks.
Yes. Even since we were in here last time.
You know, people are kind of going crazy, or people are trying to buy this, and because organic stuff is in really high demand.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
and local. At that. Local.
Yeah. Now, let's kind of talk about the difference between, you know, what makes something organic or not organic?
Non-organic, if you want to call it conventional practices, everybody still utilizes like synthetics. Synthetics meaning anything that's naturally made in the chemical world, if you will. There's a lot of product out there that's naturally harvested. You can use compost teas, Chilean nitrate. You can use a lot of different substitutes, and those, for instance, are substitutes for just using conventional urea fertilizers. So we'll utilize that, and then, you know, for protecting against pests and things like that, we can use horticulture oils to actually go in there and spray across the fruit. And a lot of insects, they can't tolerate that. And so by just applying just a regular horticultural oil, we're actually able to help fend off some of the insect problems.
Right. Okay. Now, as well as, you know, just fending off the insects and things like that, there are a couple of things to consider when you're looking at locally grown fruit here, because we have wind, we have hail, and
exactly.
a lot of times, because fruit is organic and you use these horticultural oils, the oils aren't necessarily as aggressive with pests and things like that.
No, they're not.
So, relatively speaking, you know, you're going to have fruits that may be a little bit smaller, that may have some marks on them.
Yes.
And, you know, that's just because out here in West Texas, the wind blows, the hail flies.
That's exactly right. I mean, in that, I've got videos, you know, once we relaunch our new website, I've got some videos that I put on there, and it really kind of explains the environment we're in. You know, we can go from completely drought, you know, conditions in the orchard, which we're substituting with water, which we do at a really, really efficient application. But then the next day, you know, it's been about 2 weeks ago, we had somewhere in excess of 6 1/4 inches in one night.
Wow.
So it's the conditions we're faced with around here are very unusual for the fruit, you know, for the fruit world. Most everybody else is trying to grow in more stable climates.
Okay, we're going to hit the break at 7:42, talking with Tucker Crawford from the all-new Apple Country. We'll be back. Good morning. Right now, 7:47. Tom Collins and Lubbock's First News have Tucker Crawford Apple Country Orchards in the house. Okay, congratulations. You guys are the first organically certified apple orchard in the state of Texas.
Yes, sir.
The only one.
You go to the USDA website, look it up, and hopefully they've got it updated by now. But when you search specifically by state and specifically by apples, up until now, it's been a blank.
Not no mo.
No mo.
Okay. What is the difference, relatively speaking, in the price of, like, an organic apple, like if you buy it in the store, I've seen the stuff at about $3 a pound, something like that.
Yeah.
Now, one of the big hooks about apple country over the years has always been, it's right there. You can go out there and pull it off of the tree.
Right in your backyard.
So if somebody goes out to apple country and they want to get some, organically certified apples, aside from the experience and just being able to see the one that you want, how much is it going to cost people per pound?
Looking at $1.75. You're picking your own.
So
it's really
you get the one you want, but you're also getting the organic apple for cheaper than.
We're about store prices or less.
Okay.
Honestly, I mean that you're looking for a lot of organics in the store can be between $2 and $3 a pound, and the great thing about it is one we try not to focus on the price competitive side of it, but what we do find is people are excited to know that fruit came right off the tree that day, and they witnessed it because it came off by their hand.
Yeah, that's kind of interesting. We were talking about the, I guess you would say in the business, consistency or uniformity.
Uniformity. Of
fruit. With Texas fruit, it's going to be a little bit smaller.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a little less uniform, which means, there may be, surface imperfections and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with the fruit.
No. Most everything you see is just skin deep. I mean, it really is. You just scratch the surface and you're right past it. A lot of it is just our biggest two problems are wind and hail. But a lot of the, we had some early hail, which the fruit can grow right back out of it. It's like getting a nick on your own skin.
Right.
You can recover from it. Fortunately, we hadn't had any hail here lately. But then anything, if you've got fruit resting on a tree limb, something like that, then you can have some scarring. But it's not it's not really anything that you wouldn't find in any other orchard.
Right.
We just see a little bit more.
Okay, you got anywhere between 400,000 and 500,000 pounds of fruit hanging on the tree right now. You've got 18 different varieties. Stuff's kind of ripening up at different rates because different varieties ripen up different. But right now, I guess you've got like Gala or Gala, and you've got Early Blaze and Akani. And
Akani, yeah.
You've got some other things that are coming in.
Oh, yeah.
So people are welcome to go out there and get their own. It's 4 miles east of Idalou on 6282. And if you would like to be part of the Pick It Fresh experience, we got 10 pounds of apples for you. You can ring us up right now at 770-5790. You can get organically certified, locally grown Texas fruit. We're also going to, did I give a call number? No, caller number 2, 770-5790. We're also going to throw in a jar of spun honey. It's also called spunny.
Spunny.
This is pretty spunny, ain't it? This stuff is basically this is crazy good. It's thick, rich. You could stand a fork or a spoon or a toothpick or anything else in it that you want.
Anything. It's very thick consistency.
You take the lid off. When you brought this in here the first time, I'm like, you say, take the lid off and turn it on its side. And I'm like, okay. So do you have to have a hammer and a chisel to get it out of the jar? No. It's just like spreads like butter.
Just like butter.
But it's good.
Stays right there. Doesn't run. It's a different technique, but stable on the shelf life. A lot of people look at our honey and they don't realize that it will crystallize on them. And so sometimes it's a little bit of a shock and people might perceive it as it's gone bad, but it hasn't. The honey itself, honey will last forever if you just keep it in the shelf. But the cotton blossom honey will have a tendency to crystallize. So we just crystallized it first. Made it stable.
Right. Okay, good. All right, man, congratulations on being certified organic.
Appreciate it.
That's a huge
deal. It really is
a huge deal.
It's really exciting. Partners that I have in other states that look at it, they just they're kind of a little envious because they're battling amongst other growers and they're trying to differentiate themselves, and we really didn't have to differentiate ourselves because of what we do. I know there's other growers right here in our backyard too, but we really wanted to take that next step.
Yeah. Just FYI, a lot of people say, well, I've never heard of this guy. Where does he come from? Well, little known fact, and I didn't know this until today, but he lives right around the corner from my mom.
I'm one of the general consensus here in Lubbock.
Yeah. Hey, man, thanks for coming in. Congrats again.
Appreciate it.
All right,
Thanks for
thank
having
you.
us.